Well, so I am at home today because I'm a little under the weather. Had a negative COVID test, so good for me. Just feeling generally awful. And so I, out of boredom, began to watch some YouTube videos. And there's several people I followed that did hair replacement wearing hair systems. That was interesting to me as I am 64, soon to be 65. And I did not start going bald until, oh my goodness, even 4 years ago, I had enough hair that with the what I call sprinkle on hair, that little topic kind of stuff that would fill in the spots for it, and I was able to do that. And then it got to where you could tell that's what I was doing. You could see the powder stuff on my scalp, and if it ever itched, which it did a lot, then it was like you could see like my scalp had been plowed. It was bad. So I decided to heck with it, shave it all off. You know, that seems to be the progression that we take. You start kind of combing it around a little to cover up the bald spots, and um, then try the topic stuff like I had. And once that stops working, the only thing to do is shave it off because it looks terrible. I was not going to do the quarter of an inch above my ear comb over kind of a thing. And so I shaved it, and I rocked a bald head for, I don't know, 2 years maybe. And then I started wondering, okay, I watched the guy's YouTube videos on hair replacement, and I won't name which one it was because there are several. Yeah, and I look pretty rough today. Like I said, I don't feel good. Anyway, and I thought, I just wonder. So I started doing some checking, and actually through his website, went to the link and ordered a system and said, what the heck? And so I told my wife and my family and my kids, I have two beautiful daughters, and that I was going to have a toupee. Ew, I hate the sound of that word. So much negative yuck. Toupee, you wear a toupee. Well, that's a toupee. You can spot those a mile away. Ooh, that guy's got a rug on his head, you know, all, all that crap. And so I told them, and they're going, please don't do that. Please don't do that. And I said, you know what? I'm really just doing it kind of for fun, and we just see what happens. So I ordered the stupid thing. It comes in the mail, and I look at it, and it is this huge, huge hunk of hair that's way more hair than I need. And I think, what am I going to do with that? So I'm at home by myself, and I get it, and I follow instructions that I found on how to do a template to how to cut the thing to, to fit your ball spot. And did that. And then I'd watch these videos on, what glue to use and that sort of thing. And it was a lace unit, the one that I had first ordered. And so I did it. And after it was all finished, I cut, because it's like 6 inches long all over. And so I just start chopping it off, making it just kind of all even all around and kind of thinned it around the edges where it would blend. And looked in the mirror after I dried it and thought, well, I'll be dadgum. That looks pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. So I went to the business where my wife was, and she nearly fell over. She couldn't believe it. She said, there is no way you can tell that that is a rug. And then my daughter said, I'll never forget this. She said, you know what? I wanted to make fun of that so bad, but I just can't. It looks so good. So yeah, what you're seeing here is actually a hairpiece. Not too bad, huh? Let's see if I can turn to the side so you can see. Yeah, so I have had it different styles since then. I've had even different colors, different units, different companies to see what I would find that I would like the best. Let me let you get up really close and personal here. Check that out. I know, right? Who would ever know? Now this one was a different. I've never different one. I've never ordered this particular one before. I ordered units from a company that were actually called disposable, and that kind of scared me. But what I found was the skin on them, sorry, my nose itches. The skin on them was so thin and felt so good on my head. I went from the lace unit to the skin, best move ever. And totally undetectable. But like I said, they're disposable, so they're only supposed to last for about, 4 weeks maybe. Well, I was doing good and getting about 3 months out of them, actually. And the density on it was just right and the whole bit. But I decided I'm going to try something different because this is the question I had. In the front, when you have a freestyle unit, you can comb it any direction. But I found that on the front here, the hair was put in this way, so it was kind of going straight back. And that's fine. But I kept thinking, because there are occasions whenever that front hairline, you can kind of see, you could put a magnifying glass on this, and I'm not kidding, I wish it would be more clear. Get up really close, turn to the window. I mean, you couldn't find it. You could not. There is no way. And so I got to thinking, okay, there's some units that they say, this one is a knotted, the hair's not injected into it, it's knotted. And it's not bleached. It says the front, they bleach the knots sometimes on the front of them so you can't see that. And it said not recommended for wearing your hair back, an exposed hairline. But I thought, okay, if the hair comes and it's growing down, it wants to go down, but you force it to go back, that means it would have to have a little bit of a shadow coming down maybe. Because I didn't like that slick back kind of thing that I had going on. And so I got it to try it. The unit it's actually a thicker skin, which the front of it's got that thin piece on it anyway. So the thick skin part of it really didn't matter to me, except that it would make it more durable, not quite so fragile. Sorry again. And so I got it. Well, here's the proof of it. I thought, oh my gosh, I was right. It's great. I can actually probably pull this back. And see, when I do that, you can kind of see that the knots are not bleached. But like I said, that's what it does because it's growing down first. Come down and then back. And so it kind of covers that up. Take it from me. It's good. The hair was a lot thicker. I think it was 110% density. Way too thick. Way too thick. I had to thin it down, chop on it, chop on it, chop on it. And my previous thinner units, I wore very retro style with the front of it. If you comb the front down, it came to about the end of my nose and then did a real, Elvis kind of thing. Yeah, I know, I sort of look like him anyway. I should have put a shirt on. Anyway, like I said, I don't feel good. So I saw all these YouTube videos and I thought, you know what? There are things that are missing that I have discovered and questions that I have that none of these guys are answering. So I think I'm going to put this out there and I am going to begin to share my experience and my journey and what happened and how much I really, really enjoy wearing it. Eventually post some before and after pictures. I'll try to find the very first original ones, which is pretty amazing. And anyway, see if I can be of some help because I would have loved to have found something like this when I was beginning this whole I need hair kind of business. So anyway, I will put some more stuff up, maybe a little bit better quality of this, maybe whenever I feel a little better, don't look quite so crappy. Hasta.